Hi all, and welcome to r/World News, the latest source of news for all your needs. Today the topic of concern is revolving around a Canadian article that discusses the projected complications of the growth of Canada's economy. So here we have two government officers with us here. Ahmed from Statistics Canada.
Hello, thanks for having me.
And Aiden, the Minister of Economic Development, Employment and Infrastructure. A growing complication is the lack of supply in the labor market. Fewer and fewer people are taking up jobs that often follow the psychosocial notion that current jobs in demand, like skilled trades such as mechanics and plumbing, are not lucrative fields, but instead there is a continuous demand in fields that offer no prospective demand on the labor market.
This compounded by the fact that Canada is facing a crisis with its current labor force where baby boomers are starting to retire by the mass, leaving behind millions of unreplaceable job vacancies. The compounding problem of the retired on the socio-economic welfare systems in place such as healthcare and national pensions.
Even more so, Canada is facing issues from underemployment where large amounts of positions are filled by overqualified workers. We can also see this in the article where unemployment maintains consistency around 1%, but wages have rose nearly 4% annually. Aiden, can you explain to us why this shows a labor shortage?
Yeah, sure. So if you look at the graph on screen, it is very apparent that unemployment in Canada is decreasing at a stagnant rate since 2010. It is mainly caused by retiring baby boomers that were born from 1946 to 1964. Most of these retiring baby boomers worked in the skilled labor force, and now there's a shortage of people to fill these openings. According to Rosemary Sparks, a construction sector council spokeswoman, almost 25% of the sector's skilled workers will retire in the next decade.
So knowing this, statistically, Ahmed, what does this tell us about Canada's education system?
We have a mismatch of skills in Canada. Canada needs engineers, health workers, and skilled entrepreneurs. However, tens of thousands of postgraduate students continue to get degrees in arts and humanities, creating an employment rate in Canada that fails to fall below 7%, despite the 99% literacy rate. As you can see from this graph from Statistics Canada, the dominating field of postgraduate education is in social and behavior science and law, right behind. The job demand, however, is going the exact opposite direction. In Toronto, there's 20% of the job listings are financial services and 18% are in healthcare. The simple fact is, Canadian postgraduate institutions need to work with the Ministry of Education and adapt to Canada's skill shortage by increasing acceptance rate in desirable sectors. In a similar way, the Bank of Canada tailors the interest rate depending on the economy. But the people feel that, in a sense, we're controlling people to work in sectors where jobs are needed. But if universities and college tailor their acceptance rate to the needed jobs, everyone with a degree will get a guaranteed job.
Right, and what it seems to really be about this in this case is the preconceived notion that university and what it stands for are accepting everyone, even in the fields that aren't required, like aren't demanded in our jobs.
Yeah, well, the notion that remains is one of prestige. As mentioned, it seems that today the highest level of skilled profession, it has a big emphasis on the STEM fields, including the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. There also exists the notion where colleges level jobs and university, they're more technical jobs, which apprenticeships are not high in the status chain and don't offer the lucrative benefits as a college degree or a university degree would offer.
Thanks for having Ahmed and I on the show. It was a huge pleasure. Stay tuned for next week's episode of World News.